also probably gonna be on the phone interview like that. So the basic interview question, which is face to face, tell me about yourself. What's your strength, weakness? Why do you want this job? Where would you like to be your career 5 years from now? So that's a really common question that would ask to you in probably any field. What's your ideal company? What accurate attracted you in the company? Why should we hire you? This is the most asked question, that why should we hire you? So always give your best about that answer, that what can you make profitable in the company. So what will you do as an employee? Let's mention that. Group interview questions. So general questions from the group interview is, how would you colleagues describe you? So it will ask, how would you describe yourself? Why do you want this job? What interests you in our company? How do you work as a team? So that's what the general question for the group interviews. 3.4 is discuss multi-level interviews, structures and preparation strategies. Code reviews. So there is some companies do code reviews. So they test you, like whatever you worked on that as a portfolio. They always do code reviews. That they're always finding something new that you made, so they can hire you as a creative person. So some companies do coding tests too. Most companies use coding tests for interviews at some stage or another in the process. We have a number of code tests on our platform that are used in early stages interview process. So once they receive the best feedback, once that they that have the highest percentage to take operate interestingly, the one that generates the most effort, the one makes the feel the reward. So use open discussion for later time suggestion, production quality, code requested. So these are some factors that affect on that. So always keep the time on mind and quality code that you produce on that. Prepare for a panel job interview. Always prepare for bigger ones. So panel interviews form an organization arrangement where a job candidate asks for a question by more than one member of the team. So that will be like HR, your department manager, and everybody sitting on the panel, and they will ask you questions. You have to answer the question generically or whatever the specific situation is. Interviews preparation, don't be ambushed. So the recruiters setting you up on the job interview can probably give you an idea ahead of time. So if you have opportunity, ask how long interview will be and who will be on the panel, so you can better research about some. So trailer your answers when you understand the interview conditions. So you can get a little bit ahead of time, and you can figure it out. What they can, like, we cannot figure out whole thing, but you have a little idea about what's going to be happening. Different perspectives, same purpose. For example, HR manager will be checking on you to be to be fit with the culture and people working at the company, but the hiring manager will want to know about your technical skill, business skills, and how to do what. And the person from accounting will want to know that how you're good and savvy enough to operate this business budget. So on the panel interviews, there will be a lot of people. They were judging you by their own perspective, but they have same purpose, which to hire you. And what expect from the panel? You may speak about instances where you have demonstrated particular behaviors or skills that keep performing your desired job. Always be prepared to provide that sort of elevator pitch, a brief summary of who you are, career goals, what you're going to be, what you want to be. Always talk about that. Also, always prepare your elevator pitch as well. Team interviews, another multiple type interviews is team. or good cop bad cop I must say interview. The team usually made up with two interviewers, one who asks a question and one who takes notes. The two typically interviews, one who asks question and one who takes note. The two typically trade roles, which can be confusing if they have different styles. So keep in mind that these questions are working together toward the same end, so treat them equally. Although these interviews can be stressful, so team interviews can be stressful, interview practice can be preparation can pay off when you have rehearsed your answers and physical preparation beforehand. You will feel more confident when you go in the team interviews. So third interviews, when you reach the third stage, the complete is equivalent on a final stage. So you will understand this, start to feel positive about to hiring you and about the potential and outcomes. 3.5, implement a strategy for personal communication and a schedule to ensure important information is not missed. So some of the skills are writing skills. So regardless your industry, your writing skill must be good. Writing skill, either print, digital application in the field, higher education, strategy, content with a similar style, voice and tone is not only needed prospective students, their family, both alumni, faculty, staff, current students, friends, university. Without strategy and specific goals, objective messaging becomes disgusting, diluted and lost. So always keep on top of your writing skills. Teamwork skills. There is no secret the great leaders work with their team and understand the benefits of the brainstorming with others. So always teamwork. Always lead your team with you. So always you also have to give a hard work, and as a team member you have to be as a team member but a leader as well. So you have to guide the team and work with them. 3.6, recognize when to perform relevant follow-up communication after. Follow-up is a very important thing after the interview. So why to do, when to perform and why to do that, to remind the interviewers how much you really want the job, so they will know that job is important for you and you would work hard for that, to address any issues, gaps that have been arisen during the interview. If you have any question, if you miss something you want to ask, so that's a follow-up is a good example that you can ask them again or ask them what you missed, or demonstrate that you are willing to go extra mile, since your many job hunters doesn't bother to send a note, right? So always tell them that how important this job is to you. So this one link that is I provided, there is a good monster.com, and they have some good tips on how this works. So just let me open this up. Okay, thank you. It will say thank you email to that, and they will ask, you can send thank you email, and you can also write a note on there. Or this is a good example on that. Thank you very much on the interview Tuesday morning, and you gave me quite a bit. So always thank them and tell them that I particularly like the way you made me feel comfortable from the start. So this is a good example. This is the link for that, and I'll provide you in the description as well. So take a look on that one too, for how to follow up upon the interview and how to make an email. So that's a good example of that. Okay, so 3.7 and 8 discuss what type of relevant follow-up communication is suitable after interviews and messages. So what messages being passed. Always put email or notes. So send a thank you letter or email to everyone who interviewed you. Whatever you forgot to say, you can mention that in the email, that I forgot to say whatever you want to say that you didn't say in your last interview about the job. So if there's something you had wished you'd shared, you can do it on the follow-up. Follow-up phone calls. Phone call is also a good communication, so always give it a call. Even through easier to send a quick email, make follow-up phone call can help your candidacy for the job. So follow-up calls also works. So you just have to give them a call saying that thank you for the interview, and saying this the same stuff again. So that's all for the video 3. Thank you for watching.